Welcome to 10 p.m. with Galinsky. Good to see you all are here. We're going to roll right into the show. We got to start at just a minute late here. Quick shout outs to VIPTalentConnect.com, Nuchas.com, ActorTrade.com. Check all of those guys out. They all support the show. And the Stage Network, WatchStage.com. Tonight, super excited. Got a legend in the house, another legend. Glad everyone's here. Hi, Elizabeth and Jack and Trefiro and Turco Ono. Let's bring to the out of the green room and into the ring, Ray Boom Boom Mancini. Hey, Ray.
Hey, how you doing, Robert?
Great. Good to see you, brother.
Good to see you.
Thanks for joining us. We got a bunch of people in the chat room already. James and Jack, Elizabeth, Samantha, they're all in here, ready to go. Let's go right into it. So I got a couple questions lined up, and then we're going to grab some questions from the chat. What was more exciting for you, and maybe even looking back on it, being voted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame or winning that world title?
I winning the world. See, one don't go without the other. If you don't win the title, there is no Hall of Fame. So it's obviously lifelong dream is winning the world title. World title is one of the moments that it's a euphoric feeling. I've only had that feeling. Other than that, 3 other times in my life, and that was each time which one of my children was born. Sure. That was it. And I may probably never have that again. I just had a granddaughter, so when I see her, when I hold her for the first time, I'm sure I'll have that feeling. But
this was the story behind it too. Is your dad? Your dad was a fighter. Your dad was a fighter.
Right, and never got a chance to fight for the sign fight for the world title. February 42, got drafted in January of 42. Never got the shot, the opportunity to fight because he had to go into the service. So I was set up when I was a little boy how I would win the world title for my father. Because everyone told me he would have been the world champion if it wasn't for World War II. So that was my reason to fight.
And this is him right here, Lenny.
Yeah, that was in his heyday. And
what was his fight name?
Lenny Boom Boom Mancini. My father was given that nickname in 1939. He went to New York. He turned pro at 37, was banging around Youngstown, fighting in Cleveland, Akron, local areas. Couldn't get no fights because he just wanted type of styles. Nobody wanted to fight. He had a reputation from the amateur days, and nobody wanted to fight him. And so he went to New York. He actually met Ray Arcel here in Youngstown. Ray Arcel had a fighter named Billy Seuss. And Billy Seuss was fighting a non-title fight in Youngstown, and my father was on the card. And my father's trainer said, Ray Arcel, look, I can't do nothing with the kid. Could you train him? Could you take him on? And Ray Arcel said, I'll tell you what, you get yourself to New York and I'll train you. My father got on the bus that following Monday, went to New York, went to Stillman's gym, asked for Ray Arcel, and happened to be that Ray was already at the training camp with another fighter up in the Catskills. So my father, they showed him where to stay and everything. And then Ray came back a couple weeks later, and there my father was, and that started fighting.
Great. And so let's take a look again one more time. This is Pops in his heyday with those really puffy gloves. Look at all that padding in
one thing I'm very proud of, and very few people know that of that generation, or my father was the number 1 contender in the world. There's only 2 other fighters that was a contender or a champion that I know of during that era that was never knocked out or stopped in their whole career. My father was one of them, Kid Gavilan and Billy Graham. Billy Graham was a welterweight, fought Kid Gavilan for the world title, fought Ray Robinson for the world title. And they were never knocked out. And my father was never knocked out or stopped. And those are only 3 guys I know. There might be others, but the only 3 guys. And what makes that significant is because during that time period, there were so many great fighters, and they fought so often. 2 or 3 times a month, sometimes twice a week. That's significant because that just shows what a great chin he had. He was number lightweight, but my father, after the war, came out and fought a middleweight. So he started as a number 1 lightweight contender, fought welterweight, and later on fought middleweight. And the thing about that is my father was only 5'2", but my father was this wide. He had that barrel chest on him, and nobody could knock him out.
And so that's him in his heyday, and there's the young Ray right there.
A little different look.
A little different, but still.
I have that look there like, do I have to be here? He's looking like, come and get some. And
right.
I'm like, do I have to be here?
And And there you are with the belt.
Yeah.
This is
1982, right after I won the world title.
May
The
8th.
the guy who took that picture was actually a high school teacher in my school who took my my senior class picture. So he took my senior class picture. He was a teacher at the school. He taught shop class, photography class, and he took that picture of me.
That's great. And the moment of elation, right?
Yeah. Now I'll tell you I'll tell you what. I think I'm not sure. I don't think this is the freest fight.
Okay.
I actually think this is the Chacon fight.
Can't see your short there to tell.
That's the freest fight.
So this is
different trunks. Check it out. That trunks.
Yeah.
I think that's the green trunks, the red stripe. I think that's red trunks.
Yeah.
That's the freest fight.
This is May 8th, 1982, the big win. Right. Feeling good because you won it for your dad, and that was part of the team.
There we go. That's right. Come back and dropped Art. With a left hook and dropped him, and I mean,
everything I've heard about that fight is it only went one round, and it was a war. It was a war.
Thank God. I mean, it was just one of the rounds where fights where we had a similar style. Art came forward. He had a ton of heart. I knew what type of fight I was going to be in, and he caught me early on in the round. And one of two things my trainer taught me a long time ago: when you're hurt, either you fire back or you cover up. I chose to fire back.
Great.
War, and then I happened to catch him and drop him and stop him not long after.
Let's jump into the chat for a second.
Yeah.
Heather Prescott says hi.
Hi, Heather.
Samantha Firestein says hi. Amy.
Hi, Samantha.
My brother Phil Galinsky, who is a big fan of yours.
Thanks.
My brother Andrew Galinsky's in there. Montel Angel is in there. Let's see what else. Vinny Gottschall said this is a dream come true.
Thank you. Very kind. Thank you.
And Jack wants to know how you got the name, but we know now your dad was Boom Boom too.
Well, he was given the nickname in 1939. So my mother was Mrs. Boom Boom. My older brother, my older sister, I was baby Boom Boom, little Boom Boom Jr. I was Boom Boom long before I was a fighter. So I was telling people, just think if I had chosen another profession, like if I had a florist shop, Boom Boom Flowers.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure.
No, not so sure. Or if you were a high school teacher.
Yeah, exactly.
Mr. Boom Boom. John Harris is here. Let's see. Your father must have been very proud of you, says John Turcott. Amy Alt wanted to know how old your dad was in that photograph.
I believe my father there was 21, between 21 and 23. So 21 to 23. And was early on. Yeah, it was early in his career. 21, 22, 23.
And Wayne Simmons has joined us. Captain Seaman Billy Neems is with us. In my town, our big thrill was when we'd go to church and we'd see Willie Pep sitting in the pew.
I got to meet Willie. He was such a great one of the top 10 fighters of all time, top 3 Italian fighters of all time.
Whisper the Willow, right? Whisper the Willow.
Willow Wisp.
Yeah.
And Guglielmo Papaleo.
People are recognizing your pop again, your father, as an infantryman in WW2, won a Purple Heart.
Yeah.
James Turcott.
It is a special time. This weekend, particularly, I always remember my father and all the great, our soldiers. So it's a special time. Yes.
John Harris says, you were so important to the boxing world, Boom Boom. You were one of my heroes. The question is hard to ask, but I always felt so bad for you when you hit your opponent and he passed. Do you think of him or that fight very much?
Of course, yeah. I mean, I don't dwell on it, but I don't think of it all the time. But of course, not hard not to think of it. And if you saw the documentary, The Good Side, the book was written by Mark Kriegel, captured my whole life, but that was a big part of that section, obviously. When we did the documentary based on the book, now you have 90 minutes to capture a whole lifetime. So the documentary is called The Good Son, same thing, but it's around a big portion of the documentary is around that event. And then I met the son of my opponent who came. I met his fiance. They came to America. I met them, and it was a very special time. I'm sorry, I met them. They came to LA. It was a very special time for me to be able to meet them, at least, let them know my feelings, and they told me their feelings, and it was a very special moment.
Very healing. Very healing.
Yeah, very cathartic. Very good fight.
Amy Alt has a question, and I think that this is your answer is probably going to explain what fighters do with weight. She says, "What was the most weight that you could lift?" And I know that lifting weights is not a big thing. So why don't you explain?
Well, it's funny you said that because boxers' muscles are supposed to be long and slender, because when you turn a punch, guys get knocked out at the end of the punch, and that's a snap of the punch. People used to say, how much can you lift? I don't know how much I can lift. I know I could do 100 push-ups. Can you? That was the thing. I could do X amount of push-ups. I was never a weightlifter. I'm still not. Now, as you get older, you got to keep some, muscle tone, and I say, so I lift weights now, but light weights, no more than 30 pounds and things like that. So I don't ever know what in my prime, how much I lifted, because I never lifted for power. It was always for motion,
Yeah.
What was the machines? The machines, I'm trying to think.
Nautilus.
And that's full range of motion, so you can do high weights, lower weights, high repetition.
So there's some questions coming in on another chat room that I don't have the names for you guys, so I can't acknowledge you. But they're asking a lot of questions about people you've met, and everything I know about you, you've met a million people. Mike Tyson,
very big part. Right? Best part of being part of my job.
Yeah, I bet. So this person wants to know, you've met Sugar Ray Leonard. This guy says, my coach is Danny Boy, boxing legend. And somebody wants to know, are you ever surprised the amount of physical strength you have?
Well, not so much physical strength. I think at times my endurance, but strength of mind. I've always said my greatest strength has been my strength of mind.
Yeah.
I always said the mind's the general, the body's the army. The body will do whatever the mind tells it. The mind will want to shut down before the body has to. That you have to train the mind. I tell people, this is the fight. The fight's here. It ain't the physical. You do the physical part. He trains hard. You train hard. This is where the fight is.
Yeah.
I was amazed at some of the things I could do. How I was able to take myself past a certain point. You know what I mean? It was like, to me, it was a point of no return. But then I went past that.
Yeah.
So there's things like that.
And you had a lot of your fights back when they were 15 rounders too.
Right.
Amazing.
Yeah, when you get the 12th, 13th round, then you got to know a couple of extra rounds. Yeah.
Someone says, do you listen to music before a fight to motivate or calm yourself?
I did. I did not a lot of music, a little bit, but I like to have family people, friends in there, and we listen to some music, not a lot. It wasn't anything, bouncing, real rock, just kind of mellow music. But very little. But it was just a lot of talking. I like to have conversation with my friends and family members. Just keep me calm, keep my mind occupied, and then they'd leave, and we'd start getting ready. So.
And did you ever find that you ever had to get, angry? Did you ever?
No. See, that's the complete opposite. You got to have whether I couldn't stand you or I love Bobby Chacon. I love Bobby. Couldn't stand other guys, but it's the same feeling. I'm going to take you out because it's got to be controlled aggression.
Yeah,
controlled aggression. That's why people don't know about. There's a term of psychological warfare. Ali's the one who brought in the psychological warfare. Where you talk about guys, talk about their families, talk about their looks, and they get all angry because that's what you. And then they go out to try to knock them out, and that's So we know it now, but nobody knew it then. It's got to be controlled aggression.
Tyson had his version of that head game too, right?
Yeah. Different type of fighter, the same thing, right?
When you retired, first of all, when did you retire, and did you feel like it was the right time? Did you stay too long? Did you feel like?
No. I retired in 1985, December of '85. My last fight was the second fight with Bramble, February 16th of '85, and then I knew it was going to be my last fight. I moved to California, in June of '85, and I made my announcement in August. I had no love for the game. So I was looking, at that time I was being represented by the William Morris Agency from 1983 on for commercial endorsements, acting appearances. Now, I never got a chance to do any acting appearances. I get offers, but I was always in training camp. So I lost the love for the fight game. My agent said, hey, if you want to do this, you got to be here where the action is. I moved to California. Seemed like a good idea.
Yeah.
But that was it. I had no regrets. But I was only 24 when I retired, so I was still young enough. And the one fight, so then about a couple years later, they offered me Hector Camacho to come back to fight Camacho. And I always still worked out. I kept myself in shape. And Camacho was the one fight I always wanted. That was something so I said, yeah, I can do that. I want to do that. So we fought, eventually we came back and we fought March 6th, 1989. And I had been gone, like I said, 4 years. But Camacho was the fight I wanted for two reasons. One, I never want to live with what if.
Yep.
And plus, he wasn't a big puncher. It wasn't like I was going to come in against a buzzsaw. So I did that. After that, I was completely at ease. I accomplished everything I wanted to. I was doing an off-Broadway show. I was doing acting in an off-Broadway show because I was a thespian. I'm a trained thespian.
Yes, I know. I want to talk about that.
Yeah. And I was doing an off-Broadway show in New York in 1991. And promoter, I'm trying to think, Lou Falcione. Lou Falcione offered me to fight. So would you be interested to come back and fight Greg Hagen? And I said, Greg Hagen, tough guy, can't punch much, stands in front of you. I said, yeah, I'd like to do that. See, Camacho was personal. This was ego. This was ego. I was doing acting off Broadway play. It wasn't a physical thing. It was a mental thing more. I wanted to see if I could get myself ready for a fight, like get ready for another world-class fight, like I once did. So I said, yeah. Went to training camp. Had a great training camp. I'm in a dressing room, and I told my assistant trainer, Chuck Fagan, I said, Chuck, I don't want to be here. I don't want to do this. He said, what's a hell of a time to tell me now, ain't it? I said, I don't want to do this. For two reasons. I didn't have that hunger. I didn't have that killer instinct. I knew that once. See, training camp's a dress rehearsal. So now Hagen had been fighting. He's one of these guys who talks a lot, but he's full of crap anyway. But he's not a big puncher or whatever. One of the type of guys I loved to fight back in my day. When I could fight, he was the type of guy I would have slapped the shit out of him. I would have kicked his ass from post to post. I still thought I could fight though. So when I offered him, I said, yeah. So I'm in the dressing room. Right before I went to weight training, I was getting married a month after the fight. I'm sorry. I got married a month after the Camacho fight. So now I'm married. I have my second child, my oldest son, Leonardo. He's born in November. I leave for training camp in February. And I felt guilty leaving my wife, my kids. I felt so guilty. So, do you remember that song, Eric Clapton, Tears in Heaven?
Yeah.
That would come on every day at 3 o'clock. And I would be starting to get ready. I'd take a nap from 10 to 2, watch some TV. 3 o'clock, I'd start getting ready to go to the gym. Go to the gym at 4 o'clock. 3 o'clock, that song would come on, and I'd be sitting there bawling my eyes out, crying my eyes like a baby. Couldn't control it, but I knew because that song killed me because I left my son was just. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, I'm no excuse. I got kicked, my ass kicked good, rightfully so, and for two reasons. One, I couldn't fight no more. You don't want to say. Two, because my head was so many other places. My head, I used to go into the ring with either you're getting carried out or I'm getting carried out. One of us is getting carried out of here tonight. This time I went in like, God, please don't let me get hurt. My wife, my babies, they need me. See, no excuse. That's just what is. Yeah. I resolved it. The only good thing to come from that fight, I resolved it. No more what ifs.
That's it.
And I tell people, ego will get you your ass whipped. Figuratively and literally in life and love.
Sure. Yeah. And that's no way to go into a fight. And as an actor, that's no way to go into a play or on the set.
And I'm embarrassed. I embarrassed myself that night. I embarrassed my fans, my family, and that's just it's the one thing that eats at me. People say, "Ever any regrets?" Yeah, and I did that fight. That was ego. But anyhow, go ahead.
All right. So let's talk to some of our chatters again. James Herring is here. J.O. Sanders, speaking of acting, great actor. J.O. Sanders is watching us now. Wally Green wants to know, and Wally is an athlete himself. Wally's a professional ping pong player, and this kid it's amazing.
One of my best friends growing up was played professional ping pong. He was a junior Olympic champion,
Do you remember his name?
Phil Pano. Yeah, Phil Pano.
Pano? Maybe.
Yeah.
So Wally wants to know, what do you think about Mike Tyson making a comeback, not just fighting another old timer, but actually getting in the ring with fighters of today?
He's not coming back.
Right.
I hope they by Nineka. It's a bullshit thing. He's hitting pads right away. Oh, he's coming back. No, he's just working out because he got so heavy. He's working out to get his weight down. That's all. There's no comeback. Yeah. But he looks great. Mike's a friend of mine. I love Mike. How he made a comeback, when he did that stage, when he did the Broadway stage, travel, did all over the country. I went to a show in LA, and it's just wonderful. And I'm so proud of him and so happy for him that he opened himself up, he exposed himself to the world, made no excuses, and I love a guy who, he lives his life without any excuses.
Yeah,
but he's an open book, and I admire that very much about him. Cynthia, but he ain't coming back. No, he ain't coming back.
Right. Cynthia DeMoss with us, and Vinny Godshaw said, "Did your dad want you to become a fighter?" We know that he did not want you to.
No, see, that's the thing. Everyone says you became a fighter because your father. I said yes and no. Yes, I wanted to be my father. He's everything I wanted to be as a man, as a father, everything. But he's the one who tried to talk me out in the worst way, because he said, Raymond, I had to fight. It was depression. I had to eat. You have so many opportunities, because I had athletic as well as academic scholarship to go to college, had a professional baseball offer. He wanted me to pursue that. So I don't know of any father or parent that would want their child to actually be a fighter.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of these parents now pushing their kids, and they're pushing their daughters. Like, are you shitting me? Come on, man. It's a brutal. Nobody comes away unscathed. Nobody comes away, without some type of damage, whether it's physical, mental, emotional. Why would you want your kids to do that? You want them to learn self-defense, yeah, but you put your daughter in there, your young daughter, prettiest young man, young boy, stop that shit, man. No.
Gotcha. Someone says, does Boom Boom know that Galinsky was a fighter? Well, I wasn't a fighter. You know the white collar tournaments?
Yeah.
So I've done 6 of those white collar tournaments.
Beautiful.
Down at Gleason's and over at Kingsway.
Yeah, it's beautiful, man, because I've seen them. I've gone to the smokers, I'd love to see the lawyers getting in there kicking the shit out of each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing because they get it all out. Got especially two guys who went at it in court. Now they get into it in the ring. It's the best.
It's great. Somebody in the Facebook that I can't see their name says, like, boxing has been a form of self-care for you. What methods of self-care do you do?
Self-care, meaning
self-care. Yeah, how do you take care of yourself now?
Yeah, I mean, look, first of all, I continue to work out. I like to eat. I drink, I drink my wine. I have my own wine. I have my own wine company.
Why is that?
I drink almost a bottle a day. So you got to work, but a lot of calories. Very healthy for you, but a lot of calories. And I like to eat. I don't pass up desserts or bread. So, I work out,
Yeah.
And make sure, you got to make it a lifestyle.
Gotcha.
I do things. I do meditation. I do a lot of prayer meditation. For me, going to church is a cathartic experience. I need it. I need to go. I don't go there because this whole Catholic guilt. No, I go there because it's a 1 hour a week. I find complete solace, complete connection to myself and to my God. So I do prayer, meditation, but I also do, just meditation, mindfulness.
Yeah.
I like to listen to music. When I go to sleep, I go to sleep with music. For that soft, melodic music is very soothing. So things like that. I try to heal my body and heal my mind as much as possible, whatever way I can. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's jump to a couple photographs and riff off of those. Here's you and Rocky.
Yeah. I believe that's 1983. I think that's when he was up in New York shooting. He was directing John Travolta in Staying Alive.
He's a big fan of yours and talks about you as an inspiration for quite a bit.
I don't know, because he had already done the Rocky movies. The Rockies were already, first one was in 76. Yeah. He was an inspiration for a lot for young Americans and young men all over. And so, but then we got to be good friends and meet, and he's just he's a wonderful man, really. And nobody's done more for boxing over the last 30, 40 years than he did with the movies.
And got your boxing international Hall of Fame inductee.
That was the summer of 2015.
That's great. Great smile, man.
Thank you.
There's your boy, Jumping Jack Camacho.
Yeah, Camacho jumping out of the way. That's a Reno, March 6, 1989.
He's like the precursor to Prince Nassim, you know, with his.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah. Look, Camacho could fight. Don't let him kid you. I mean,
Yeah.
he could fight when he wanted to, but he didn't. At some point, he didn't want to. He did all the moving. Nassim, but when Nassim, flashy is, he could punch like a son of a gun. Nassim could punch, and the way he hit, he was knocking guys out left and right. So, at least he was fighting. Camacho did more running and showboating and everything else at the end of his career.
Let's take a look at a couple more here.
That was me and my father. That was for a magazine article. I believe that was, I'm trying to think when that was, 1999.
Yep.
2000, or 1997, between 97 and 2000.
You are amongst some legends here.
Yeah, I was at the Boxing Hall of Fame. I'll tell you what this was. We did when I was doing the book tour with Mark Kriegel's book. I believe that was 2012, and I went up there for the book tour and sat there, and they had all the different guys out there. And Buddy McGirt's a dear friend, all those guys. Yeah.
You weigh in with Dooku Kim, right?
Yeah.
All right, so let's go back into the chat here and take a look here. So some of these questions, you're just going to acknowledge them, even though you've already answered them. Do you feel bad when you hurt someone? Did you have angry feelings to tap into in the technique and the craft? We already talked about that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you train. It is a technique. It is. Boxing is an art form. It's the noble art. And so, everyone's technique is different. Obviously, you got to use your strength. My strength is I was strong. I was aggressive. And those are things you can't develop aggressiveness. You can't develop strength. Punching power you can develop a little, not natural punching, natural strength. You develop strength, not natural punching power, I should say.
Sure.
It's like Tommy Hearns, yeah, you can develop technique, but yeah, you gotta. But there's certain qualities you gotta have that are innate. The intestinal fortitude, heart. You can't develop heart. Either you got it or you don't. You have a good shin or you don't. So things like that.
Did you ever have an urge to be a trainer?
No. It's funny. People say, "Why aren't you training?" I said, "Because that's got to be your life. What you got to be. If I'm there with you today, tomorrow, next week, I got to be there next year, next." Well, I got my other businesses going, so I travel.
You got kids, you got your family.
Yeah, that's my life.
Yeah. Great. Bill Green just joined us. Tammy T is out in Vegas. She just joined us and said, I always wanted to be a fighter. Charles Massey just joined us. Who do you think, all right, Charles wants to know, who do you think are the top fighters today, pound for pound?
I love this kid, Leo Santa Cruz. Love him. I love, the kid from Japan, Inoue.
Oh, yeah.
Inoue is a beast. I mean, they call him the monster, right? But he's pound for pound. I love this kid, Luis Neri from Mexico. Of course, you got the waterweights. The waterweights, Spence and Crawford. They're both dynamic.
Yep.
So there's so many really great fighters. I mean, you got the Charlo brothers. They're terrific fighters. It's a great time for boxing. Right? There's so many dynamic fighters.
Boxers. Let's see. You made me think of something, and now I forgot. Everyone's laughing about the lawyer.
Shouldn't have that last fight.
Or that last red wine. Tommy T-Bird Burnett's in the house. Let's see. There's a lot of comments, but not so many questions. Have you met Manny Pacquiao?
Yeah. I met Manny a few times. And I met him at Freddie's gym. Freddie Rose is a dear friend. So I met Manny at the Wild Card Gym years. I went down to see him train, and lovely man. Just a complete gentleman and a champion outside the ring as well as inside the ring.
So my friend Tom T-Bird Burnett is saying, and I was at Boom Boom's championship fight in Youngstown in '82 while working
at Molotov Stadium.
He said it while working for CBS. He said, ask Boom Boom if he remembers having to change his Budweiser shorts because the network wouldn't let him wear them.
It's funny you say that because one of my sponsors, they wouldn't let me have it on there. That's right. Maybe what was one of the beer? I think it was Budweiser. You're right.
That's what he said. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. I forgot about that until you said that. Yeah.
All right. So
Now they wouldn't mind. Now they could care that they look like billboards. These guys look like billboards.
yeah, I remember when Bernard Hopkins wrote it on his back because they wouldn't let him put it on his short even back then. But he wrote goldenpalace.com on his back.
Yes. The Golden Palace. That's right.
Yeah.
What's that? Is it like strip joint or what is it?
Bill Green wants to know, Ray, I'm a non-boxer but a strong wrestler. I've never been in a fight in my life. In your opinion, where is the most painful place on the body to be punched? He says, I'm guessing he knows.
Liver and kidney. You drop guy because there's no muscle there. You go all the ab work, you go all the ab works you want, lower body, middle, upper body, abs, all the stuff. When you get a guy with a liver shot, you go drop because you just paralyze you. It momentarily shuts you down. Same thing with a kidney. You get that kidney shot, boom, guys will shut down. So two sides, the liver kidney shots will paralyze guy.
All right. There's a game that we play on the show at 10:30. It's called 5 Objects. I'm going to hold up 5 objects, very basic objects, because I've been in quarantine and I'm noticing shit in my house, things in my house. So you just give us a quick reaction to each object, real quick, okay? So here's the first one.
But we've been playing Scrabble. Me and my wife, my son, yeah, we've been playing a lot of it. And I've been winning most of it.
Yeah. Show them the tape. Let's see what.
I told them I put out them 99-cent words, and they go, what?
I guess.
Check it out.
The competitor in you is still there, hey? No? All right, here's another one. Bob Marley.
That's, what's his name? Bob Marley.
Yeah.
Yeah, Buffalo Soldier, dead like Rasta.
Man. All right, here's another one. A head of cabbage.
Yeah, I've seen better heads on cabbages. Boom. That's what I was telling guys. I see my son, when he was there, I said, I seen better heads on cabbages.
Your stand-up comedian career is beginning.
Yeah, that's my next life.
A light bulb.
Yes, needed. Matter of fact, we have a couple lights out in my house. That reminds me.
All right, the last item. Here it is.
Yeah, man, Everlast, number one. I've been around forever. I see something like that reminds me of amateur days, because that's what I used to wear, back in amateur days. Yeah. Now when you get the pro, you get the ones with the guard, the face guard, the whole bit.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Cool. So that's a fun way for everyone to get a little sense of you even more so. Let's see. Diane Callis just joined us. All right, here's another question. Is there any fighter whom you thought was in the profession for all the wrong reasons, like he's got something to prove or he just shouldn't be there? Anybody that sticks out for you like that?
I don't know anybody who's for the wrong reason. Like, for instance, I'll tell you, when I ask young fighters, why do they want to become fighters? Well, people say, talk to my son, he wants to become a fighter. And I say, okay, my first question is why? It should be one answer only. But I've gotten this, to meet girls. I said, no shit, get a personality. I go, to be famous. I said, yeah, believe me, it lasts 10 minutes, if that. And the other thing is to make money. I said, yeah, only 10% of fighters make money. And out of 10% of fighters make money, 10% can make a living. Of the 10% of the 10%, meaning 1% overall, are able to sustain a living off of fighting without having a second job. Go get a job. The only answer, my wife's playing light woman, light man. She's never playing light. The only reason you want to become a fighter is the only reason to be a world champion. That's it. If I hear it, no other reason than that. My wife says it makes my face glow better.
Bring your wife on. Can we see her? Can we see her? Can we see
my bride? It's my bride, Tina.
Hi.
Nice to see you.
You too.
So how many, Robert, you said, how many millions of people are watching right now?
About 1.2 million people.
Okay, I'll step away.
So tell me what all right, so you did some acting, you got training. Tell us what you think are, I have my opinions, what you think are the similarities between training for a performance and then training for performance.
Robert, it's funny you said it, because I've always said the same thing it took to be a good fighter, it takes to be a good actor. And that's discipline and focus. The same reason, when I'm in the ring and we're going at toe-to-toe, I got to block out the crowd, block out the referee. It's me and you, and listen to hear my corner, right? You hit me with a shot, I got to counter you with a shot. So it's an ebb and flow of two fighters. It's very similar to an ebb and flow of two actors.
Absolutely.
So in the scene, I'm saying that my wife's playing camera woman.
Yes.
Checking it up.
They got to see. Yeah, they got to see.
The top of your head?
No, to see shit.
He wants to see the.
This is just an empty room. Usually, when I know I got to do so, we move stuff around.
No.
Gotta get in there.
The belts.
Yeah.
But like I said, when you're acting, it's just said you gotta block out the cameraman, the crew, and it's me and you. Say your line, I gotta counter you with my line. So it's very similar. Trust me.
Yeah.
Especially when you go for auditions. I tell people I used to go for auditions, and they go, "Well, you're not nervous." I go, "Should I be?" They go, well, "Yeah." Most young actors, this is when I first started out, usually nervous. I go, "Look, I've been knocked on my ass in front of the world. What are you going to tell me? I can't act. Thank you very much. Go on the way."
Absolutely.
Camera don't punch back. First thing happens is take two. Come on.
Yeah.
So I think that helped me a lot in many cases. But when you get in front of the camera, whenever you hear action, you got to deliver. A lot of people freeze, but that's like because of, being in the ring and you have that recall, memory recall. Yeah. And so it's, very similar. That's why athletes do make good actors. They think they can't. No, athletes make good actors because it's memory recall. It's a physicality,
Yeah, absolutely. Possum just joined us. Elizabeth Harder is with us. Diane Callis. Hi, Diane. Let's see. Callie Greenberg, good to see you. Andrew Einhorn said, aside from Robert De Niro, I assume, what other actors does Ray admire today or in the past?
Well, so Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, my two favorite actors of that generation. Actors I love now, I love Tom Hardy. I love this Bobby Cannavale. My two favorite actors, I love to work with them. I like Johnny Depp. I like, Brad Pitt. Good wonderful actors. But I'm a fan of old Hollywood. My favorite actor of all time is John Garfield. He did Body and Soul. That's why I did Body and Soul. To me, it's the greatest boxing movie ever made. For me, it is. So I love, John Garfield, Humphrey Bogart, James Cagney, George Raft, those guys of that era, And then you get the next year, you got the Paul Newman, and you got the Robert Mitchums,
Yep.
So in every generation, I mean, look, and when I first went out there, and he's one of my dearest friends. Love Mickey Rourke. In the 80s, nobody's hotter than Mickey Rourke. And Nick Nolte. And
Did you ever see Mickey fight?
I see him in the gym, and I love him. And I said, Mickey has such a love for the fight game. And you got to admire that. People don't understand how much he truly loves it. But he was an actor who lost the passion for acting, and that's when he got into fighting. But it's not a game you get into. It's not like I'm going to try fighting. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not going to try acting. Either you have a passion for it or you don't, because you got to train and study the same way. So I'd be in the gym with him, and I'd seen, and I said, it was Method Boxing by Mickey Rourke.
Nice. Nice.
I will say this, though. People thought when Paul Newman and Tom Cruise got in a race car, oh, man, that's a man thing, right?
Yeah.
Mickey Rourke, nothing more honorable than what Mickey did getting in the ring to test himself. I mean, no, Tom Cruise was racing race cars. That was, okay, that's an all-American guy. Mickey getting in there thought he was crazy. I said, no, that's the most honorable thing you could do, man, because he's challenging himself.
And he was dedicated to it, too.
He was.
Dedicated.
He didn't fight a whole lot, but he was dedicated to it. He tried. I'm not making no complaint. At that age, when he was young, if he didn't start young, Mickey got the tools. When he's in the gym, he looked great. Mickey had to, but he was an actor who wanted to fight. You don't go in there, what if you don't do that. It's not how it works. Anyway.
Couple more questions. Vinny Gottschall says, my dream fight in the 80s was Aaron Pryor versus Boom Boom Mancini.
One of mine too.
And
what's happened? Very close happening. And Aaron and me became very good friends later on. I love that fight. Everyone thought because Arguello beat me and he beat Arguello, he would have beat me. Styles make fights.
Yeah.
Look, he was a problem for Alexis. But style-wise, I think that would have been a problem for him because Aaron was always up here throwing punches and punches. But up here, I'd have been underneath him, banging that body. Now, strong as he was, but I felt I was just going to be, I'd have been as strong. I don't think he was going to push me back. So it would have been I think it would have to be a very disciplined fight.
I love the Hawk style, though, right?
I loved it. And we got to be such good friends later on. And God rest his soul. I miss him. I really do. We used to see each other every year, a couple of different events.
Are you is there anybody that you fought that, like, right now, if you saw them, you wouldn't want to see them? Anybody you still have a grudge?
Oh, no, because it's not. I don't take look. Me and Bramble. I hadn't seen Livingston Bramble for almost 30 years. I saw him about 5, 7, 8 years ago. Hey, how you doing? Give him a hug. No, one thing ain't got nothing to do with the other. There's no animosity. It's the ring. Those days are gone. I got no animosity towards nobody. I got nothing but love in my heart for everybody.
Callie Greenberg, I'm kind of riffing on her question here. With what's going on in the world today and how it's affecting the sports, how do you think it's going to move forward? Do you have any sense of, and you're a sports commentator now as well, so you're in the game.
Yeah, I'm waiting to find out what's going on with Fox, when we're going to have our fights. Look, from everything, we need it more than ever. We know that. The fact that they shut down basketball, they're going to delay baseball. But let me tell you something. I told them, we'll be back in the summer, no matter what they say, because nobody can take off college or professional football. Forget about it. That's not going to be delayed. They're going to play that no matter what. Less people in the stands, they'll be playing that. So I'm looking for, that fact that Bob Arum's going to do a fight June, I think, 9th in Vegas. It's a good thing. The fact that Dana White's been doing MMA without fans, I admire that. It's not the ideal situation, but the fighters got to eat.
Yeah.
So, fights will come back, and I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to get back into do commentary. So I'm anxious. I loved last year. I love
what is something that you've learned about yourself through commentating, watching it, and commentating?
I'm a fan first and foremost, and I learned most. I'm still a fan because I'm going to speak my mind. A few times I was called into the office, so to speak. Ray, you're a little too. I said, well, you want me or you don't want me?
Paulie Malignaggi does that every other word.
Paulie's terrific. I love Paulie.
I mean, if you got called in, Paulie must be getting called in constantly too. Then.
Yeah, I get called in because you made some comments. I said one thing. I said I will never challenge a guy to talk about a guy's heart, desire, but I will call him out on his work ethic, his conditioning. If you're gonna sting to join that, I'm calling you out on it. But I would never call it, talking about guy getting ring, got no heart. Everybody's got to have heart.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying. So I learned that, look, you either want me, for me, it's like, this is who you bought. This is the package. So, I'm not, what I learned about myself, I guess, is that I'm going to stick to my guns. I don't corporate or not. I'm not going to cave into, you want me to, I said, okay, hey, I'll play. I said to the guy, I said, I'll play Mr. Nice. He said, no, we want you. I said, no, obviously you don't. You don't want me because that's me, the one you're saying not to be.
Right.
So,
by the way, Tom T-Bird Burnett said he was the guy that had to tell your manager to change the Budweiser shorts at the fight.
Thanks, Tom. You blew a couple $1,000 for me because I couldn't get paid without having them on my shorts.
Hey, Tom, I think you got to pay it up, Tom. We're going to come and get you.
Plus, what's the vig after all these years?
Yeah, the interest, everything. So you mentioned your wine business. Do you have other businesses that you're in?
Yeah. No, I mean, my main thing, I have a film company, my film production company. We're producing films, and we were pre-production to start shooting in April when this hit. So now we're pushed back, obviously, to summer, late summer. I have a wine company that's doing real well. It's right now I have a round five. It's a blend. It's called Southpaw.
Nice.
The reason why it's called Southpaw because my last name in Italian, Mancino in Italian means left-handed. That's what my last name means. So we'll do a red blend now. It's 100% Napa grapes, bottled and blended in Lodi, California. We only have it in Northeastern Ohio right now. And right now, we're looking, go national with the wine. Because the next round 6, will be a Pinot from Wilmette. Pinot Noir from Wilmette, Oregon. So other than Russian River, Wilmette is the number 2, number place. So we're going to coming out with another wine. I have a bourbon company, and we've been kicking ass for bourbon. It's right now, so throughout Northeastern Ohio, Southern Ohio, Columbus area, but we're going out in Vegas. We're going to be out in Vegas. Again, we were just getting shipped out there till this happened. So Our bourbon won third place, the bronze medal at the Spirit Awards, Bourbon Olympics, the Spirit Olympics in last year, February of 2019, San Francisco. Every year they have the Spirit Olympics, and we got the bronze medal in the bourbon.
Beautiful. Another victory. Great.
It's called Boom Boom Bourbon. Just a kid. And you can get on Bevmo.
Bevmo, Boom Boom Bourbon.
Bevmo.com. You can order on there. Yes.
Okay, let's spike the orders now. Let's see the spike in the ordering.
For that very unsolicited commercial, of course.
Yeah, it's all good. I'm always up for that, and I expect my complimentary bottle, which I will let you know.
You know what? You can't ship it. I would give it. I have to see you, but I would give it. I'd love to give it. We meet in person, Robert. I give it to you.
We will.
You can't. It ain't like you ship wine even as a heart. So it's really difficult to do.
By the way, our connection is Rosie Perez. There was a moment a couple of years ago where she said, "You got to give Ray this information. Here's his number."
Lovely woman.
It's awesome. James Herring wants to know: Do you think MMA and UFC and all those other kind of fights are going to diminish boxing in the future? Put an end to boxing?
No. It's like a restaurant that opens up across the street from yours. There's enough for everybody. It begets more people. No, on the contrary. Look, boxing is to me the noble art. MMA is a specialized art, and I took Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for about 10 years. I got my purple belt. I thought I won the world title, but I did it just for the streets. I admire these guys. I help a lot of the guys with their hands, but it's a different not a different genre, but it's a different demographic. It really is, and it's a lot of crossover fans. But our fans, they generally got their diehard fans, and we got our diehard fans. So it really is not going to hurt us. I think it would only help us.
Were you surprised?
Combat sports can only help each other.
Were you surprised at how well Conor McGregor did against Mayweather?
Why? Yes, I was. I said he wouldn't be. I wasn't going to be Mayweather in this lifetime or next. But I admired the fact what he did. A lot of people thought Mayweather carried him. I said no. If you watch, Mayweather was off. He had his timing was off, and McGregor made it difficult for him because his size, being a southpaw. Yeah. But like any great fighter, what did Floyd do? He started going to the body. Bing, 2 or 3 good shots to the body, and little by little, he let the gas out of the tank.
Gotcha.
And that's why he took. But I really was surprised how well he did.
I was too. Mark Bernbach says, "I bet your wine is a knockout."
Bada boom! Yeah, boy, Mark.
He even wrote that. Bada boom!
Bada boom! Bada bing! Yes, it is. Or in the Netherlands, I say about my bourbon, knock you on your ass. Bada boom!
And Wally Green wants you to say hi to Steve Farhood because Wally's good friends with Steve.
No, Steve's my guy, man.
Anthony Randall just
Steve Farhood. Because I don't know if Steve was, Steve's Lebanese, which I didn't know. We have a large Lebanese community. I said Steve Farhood. And he said, and proper way to say it is Steve Farhood. Farhood.
That's great. I didn't know that either.
He's Lebanese. And I was got a kick. We have a large Lebanese community here, so they love him here.
What was the last? Tammy T wants to know, what was the last thing that you played in as an actor?
I just finished. I just did a role in a movie. It'll be out later in the summer or early fall. I played a cop. It's a horror film that my director, who I'm working in our film that we're pre-production, he did this horror film, and it's called 645. It's like Groundhog Day.
Cool. In
this genre, but I play a cop there. So I just finished that. So yeah, that was a lot of fun.
All right, a couple more questions, and we're going to wrap it up. I really appreciate you spending much time with us. This is really fun. Marnie Pricehand is in the house. She's an actress out in L.A. Anthony Randall just joined us. Thank you for coming here, Anthony. Andrew Einhorn says, Ray's passion for everything is enchanting. I love it. Now I want to know what food he loves.
Thank you. That's very kind. I appreciate that.
He says, I want to know what food he loves. Maybe something. He said, besides Italian.
No, look, I mean, I love bistro. I love bistro food, man. I love American bistro. We have one great one downtown Youngstown. It's really one American as a bistro in Youngstown. I love, of course, Thai food, but I love all ethnic foods. I love Greek food. I love Middle Eastern food. Middle Eastern food. Love it because a lot of the rice and vegetables. Of course, I love Spanish food. I love Cuban food, man. What else? I'll tell you what. I can't, all the travels I had. England, lovely people. Man, but they got terrible food over there. It's just, I can't do it. The other food is not that good. So, yeah.
Yeah, and you find a good place. You find a good place to eat in England. That's the spot to keep going back to.
But I do cross-continental. I love American bistro. I love square time, but I love ethnic foods. I do.
A couple more questions. Is there still a part of your body that hurts, or is there a memory that still shakes you?
Not a memory shaking. I mean, I could have made peace with a lot of things a long time.
No, I mean he meant a memory of a punch. Sorry.
Yeah, no. I mean, like I said, those type of things, But as far as the toll, I'm going in 2 weeks to get a shoulder replacement on my right shoulder. The pain, I've lasted this. I've had it for over 10 years. I've tried to put it off, because I have a high tolerance for pain, thank God. But sleeping is an adventure now. And, you roll and putting on my shoes.
Sleeping is an adventure.
Yeah, it is. It's been an adventure for a while. So, things like that's the main thing. I got arthritic wrist from hitting the bags. But those are the little things. Other than that, I mean, I'm fortunate. I work out constantly. I'm very fortunate. I'm able to, keep moving and nothing to slow me down, thank God.
All right, I've got a couple of questions myself that we didn't get to, and then we'll close it up. Sinatra, you had some kind of relationship with Frank Sinatra. Talk about that.
Friends with Mr. Sinatra, and he come to my fights, and I see him around. The opening act for him was different. Tommy Dreesen is very different. Was opening act, so I'd go see Tommy, and then see Mr. Sinatra, and go backstage and see him, and not hang out, so to speak, but just talk to him and quality some time with him. But he was a lovely man, and I just was honored that
because you're a good Italian boy, right? That's why. You actually, I think Boom Boom, the nickname, had something to do with it. But you were a darling. Like the people liked you. You were a lovable guy. How do you explain it?
I appreciate that. I truly do. I think, first of all, boxing is associated with catchy nicknames, but I think you got to live up to the nickname. And I had a style fighting that was reminiscent of the name, but my nickname was very indicative of my town. Meaning, Youngstown was a blue collar, hard, a steel mill town. We took shots, kept moving forward, take some to give some, but at the end of the day, I'm still standing.
Yeah,
that's kind of So it was just at the right time. Look, I make no bones about it. TV. I come at the right time. TV was taking off, and they wanted to showcase the lightweights. Oh man, I hit the juggernaut. It could have been any other weight. It was the lightweights, and CBS was good to me, and I think I was good for them. Had some good fights, and so it was a good relationship.
Why do you think there is such a resistance to doing what football and baseball and basketball do, which is having a national body organizing and running this? And will this ever change for boxing?
No, I don't think so, because they've been talking about having a national commission for forever. I mean, back from the 40s when my father was fighting. I said, look, Bob Arum and Al Heyman is never going to get us. So why don't we share our money? No, you got yours, I've got mine. But, back in the day, Bob was and DK weren't going to share the money. It's like Budweiser Budweiser and Miller coming in. Let's make one beer.
Yeah,
that ain't happening. I mean, that's what it is. So that's what people said. But would it be good to be under one jurisdiction for one set of rules and bylaws for every state? Yeah, of course. Would it be good to have get a pension fund for us? Yes, of course. But those days ain't gonna happen.
All right. A couple new folks just jumped in. Nigel Brown is in the room. Hi, Nigel. He's an Englishman, he said. So he said, just drink the beer. The food is only for tourists.
Hey, Nigel, I like a black and tan. Black and tan over there. But Nigel, look, I enjoyed it. Hey, believe me, I love the scones. Love your scones. Tea and scones at tea every afternoon at 3 o'clock. Tea and scones. But, the food is just too heavy. But I did try the blood pudding. It's an acquired taste, not for everybody.
People are starting to shout you out because they know we're leaving. James Turcott says, we love you, Ray. You still got a ton of energy and enthusiasm.
That's very kind of you. Thank you.
Hallie says, lovable guy. Jack Fuller says, nonstop energy, boom, boom, love it. Keep it going, and thanks for giving it to us tonight. I'd love to party with you.
I appreciate that's very nice. Thank you. That's very kind.
Rick Shapiro, a really amazing comic, just joined us. And Brent Morgan just joined us, and he's actually going to be on the show. He's a brilliant musician.
Rich Shapiro, comedian.
Yeah, you know Rick?
Rich, you didn't know what? I did 5 minutes stand-up at the Improv in L.A. Bud Freeman dared me to go up there. And not only that once, I went up twice. 5 minutes. Knocked them dead. Yeah, real fast. Here's my line. I said, they always talk about boxing being so brutal, right? But if you think about it, what they saw, they danced with each other. They were in the clinches. It sounds very romantic to me. What they say in comedy, we knocked them dead. We killed them tonight. That sounds very violent to me. If you ask me what's more violent, comedy's more violent than boxing. See,
there you go. Love it. I think I covered everything I needed to, except if you weren't called Boom Boom, what would your boxing nickname have been?
You know what? I can't answer that because I've been Boom Boom since I was a baby, since day one. Since day one. That's been my day one. I never thought of it. I don't know. You know, people give, first of all, it should be a nickname that people give to you. People who make up their own nicknames usually aren't the best nicknames.
Money Mayweather.
Yeah, Jesus, man. Oh, God. Yeah.
Saying hi to Noah Dahmer and John Cooney, who just joined us. People are saying to much love and respect, says Jay. Bangers and Mash, says my brother Phil. He also says, boom, 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 out go the lights.
Boom. Pat Travers Band. Pat Travers made that a big hit in the 80s. Became my theme song. He didn't write it for me. Here's a little known fact. That was based after an old blues song. It was actually an old blues song. And then Pat Travers Band made it into a rock song, or not. That's an old blues song, much slower than
He's my younger brother. He's been sending me, since he heard you were going to be on the show, he's been emailing me this song for days now.
Oh, man. It's a great song.
He made a little intro for you. I'll email it to you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Laura Bauer says, love you, Ray. Rick Shapiro says, on stage, on the streets, on the canvas. He says, yeah, you're the real deal. So, brother, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
This was wonderful. And you really are shining a light that is really bright and making people feel really.
My wife turned out the light, put this on, because she tried to get very theatrical here.
Well, yeah. You need a little glass of wine to go with that little green light.
I should have had a glass of bourbon. I should have a glass of bourbon with you. Robert, thank you for your time, man. I enjoyed it. Let's do it again.
Let's do it again. All right, bro. Peace.